Hello there! A month ago or maybe more, I posted on my Instagram story a picture of a pita bread I made, and I was like, oh, do you all want me to show you how to make it? And everyone said yes, except for 2 people who said no, and I sent them this face. Okay, finally I'm going to teach you how to make a pita bread at home. It's very simple, very easy, and now you don't have to go and spend a lot of money in your Mediterranean restaurant or Middle Eastern restaurant or whatever. They charge you a lot of money for pita bread, because now you can make it at home. Let's roll the intro, shall we? Let's cook American food. But it's not American food. Well, it's not American food. Alright, before we start, there is something important you need to know. This dough needs a 50% hydration, which means if you have 100 grams of flour, you will need 50 grams of water. And that's the basic concept. It's a very simple dough. For this dough, you can use all-purpose flour or wheat flour, or you can combine them both. It's gonna work the same exact way, so don't freak out. I'm gonna combine them both for a better taste, but you can use either one and it's gonna work 100% the same. Don't have to freak out. Let's get started. Alright, let's start with this one. Add 5 grams of yeast to 250 grams of warm water, preferably 30 Celsius or 90 Fahrenheit. Try not to go above that or way too below that. And let it bloom for 10 minutes. Oh, don't forget to feed it 1/4 tablespoon of sugar. Moving to the dry ingredients, add 250 grams of whole wheat flour and 250 grams of all-purpose flour. You can use 500 of each one of those, or you can mix them both. Everything will work fine. Trust me, just do it. 10 minutes later, get your dough beating attachment hooky thingy. After your yeast done blooming, slowly add it to your dry mixture and beat it up with your stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, use your hand. It's easy. I showed you before how to use your hand in the previous video. Go and check it out. Okay, anyway, keep beating it with the stand mixer for 3 to 4 minutes or until you get a really nice dough, and then generously oil your bowl that you're gonna keep the dough until it dries, and then generously oil another sheet of plastic paper to wrap the bowl so you don't lose moisture. If you didn't oil it, it's gonna stick to your dough and it's not gonna be fun. So oil it, make sure you do oil it. Alright, and then take it and let it sit for 2 hours or until it doubles in size. I usually put it in the oven with the oven light on because that's helped me a lot and it makes the process a little bit faster and nicer. First thing, you need to do your karate move on your dough, and it should deflate a little bit. Yep. Dough in your hand, and let's do this. We are going to measure how much dough we have. 770. This will yield about 7 pieces because we want each piece to be around 110 grams. When you create each dough, you just roll it and make a ball. To make ball perfectly, fold the sides and fold them in. I guess I showed you this multiple times already, and then do them this. Since it's very small, you can actually do it with one hand by keeping your hand touching the table and going in a circular motion. And here you go, you're welcome, that's a ball. Heavily dust my working surface so it doesn't stuck there. Oh, by the way, I made this table myself, so good job me for that. Yeah, really, congratulations, good job. It's not even leveled up. If you went back to the intro, you can see how much is tilted. But that's not the case. Just keep repeating the same process until you finish creating all your balls. Creating your balls. Your bread balls. Your dough balls. Doesn't make it sounds better, doesn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next step. Oh, by the way, before we move on to the next step, let your balls... Oh god. Just let the dough balls rest for 10 minutes and then we're gonna come back and flatten them. Oh, don't forget to cover your bowl with a clean cloth. Okay, now if you're from Oman, don't tell them that I'm using my underwear to cover the dough. Why am I telling them? I promise I clean them, yes? Those... You know, it's really hard to explain those underwear, but just trust me, this is an underwear and I'm using my underwear to cover the dough. And this is the good part about it. My friend already ate the bread and they don't know that I use my underwear to cover the bread. Alright, let's just stop talking about my underwear. Let's just not talk about my underwear covering my food, but we just waited 10 minutes and we're ready to roll them into circles, disc, whatever that. Look at them. Yeah, we will still need the underwear for future uses. grab your good boy and start rolling it. Don't worry, you're gonna deflate it. It's totally fine. Just roll it until you get a disc with the size you desire. Alright, here one important part. The thickness before it rises is gonna tell you how thick your bread would be. The thinner you make it, the thinner the wall of the bread would be later on. So just get it to the size you want. I like it a little bit thick, so you're actually chewing on something instead of just eating thin air. And then get it as circular as you possibly can. You're gonna let it sit covered with your underwear or my underwear or any clean towel for another 10 minutes. This is around like half a centimeter, 50 millimeter thick, big enough, around like a fist, not a fist, like a hand. And yeah, I'm gonna just set it on parchment sheet on the other side, and then I will cover it with my towel, clean towel. This is just a zoom in, so you know what to do. Deflate it a little bit, roll it, turn it, turn it. Keep turning it a little bit, don't turn it like 90 degrees. Do like maybe 10 degrees each time, so you can get a really good circle. I'm not the best person at rolling circles because I'm not practiced enough to roll circles, but hey, what you know, that's actually a really good circle. Alright, I like to get it to this side and then size and then just move it. Alright, this bread, we're not gonna put it in the oven, we're gonna put it on the stove top. Get your non-stick pan, put it in a medium heat. Heat it up for 2 to 3 minutes until it's hot. When you drop a water in it, the water hover around, it doesn't just evaporate right away. That you know it's very hot. Take your piece of bread, cook it in one side until it's a little bit cooked and the bubbles are kind of start forming on the surface of the other side. Flip it over and let it cook a little bit, and then you can just keep it. You don't have to flip it 1,000 times like I'm doing, but just let it cook until start inflating by itself. The bread by itself, it's gonna start inflating. If it didn't inflate, if you had a hard time inflating it, you can help it by putting a little bit of pressure, like a gentle pressure with the spoon on the area that is inflated, and the air will keep pushing it to the other side. In some cases, you might be cooking it and you're gonna rupture your bread and the air will start escaping. One way to fix it is try to close that hole by pressing hard on it and not allowing the air to escape from there, and the air will go inside and keep filling the other spaces of the bread. That was all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Next time I'm gonna teach you how to make a gyro sandwich using this pita bread. So stay tuned for that, and please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!